Happy Manic Monday, everybody. August 27th, 2007. And hope y'all's Monday was not too manic. Mine was not bad at all, except for I found out I was not one of the 15 finalists for the Heinz commercial. So, back to the drawing board, because they have another contest, the same type of contest, same prize money, in October. So, I already have 5 more ideas to come up with, and then the 6th idea I came up with today while I was thinking about it. And I shall put it together and post it and hopefully try to win the next one. Anywho, being Monday and all, it is Spooky Places Monday. And this week we have part 2 of Alabama. And we start off with Huntsville, Alabama, Maple Hill Cemetery. An old lady passed away and was put in a family burial house. Her family placed her antique rocking chair in the crypt with her because it was a prized possession to her. Most any time when you stand outside the burial house, you can hear the rocking chair moving back and forth. Oh, that does sound kind of interesting. We now move to Lauderdale, Florence. Forks of Cypress Plantation. The Forks of Cypress Plantation is where the infamous Ghost Bridge is located. What many people don't know is that the ruins of the mansion that burned down are still there. The columns of the old ruin are still standing. The hauntings occur in the slave cemetery and the family cemetery as well. There have been as many people that have claimed to have seen the ghost of a tall, stately woman in the family cemetery. The cemetery is surrounded by a 10-foot high wall. If you kiss the symbol at the top of the tallest burial marker, the lady is said to appear. In the slave cemetery, low African spiritual singing and sounds mourning can be heard at around midnight in the cemetery. Interesting. We now move to Madison, Maple Hill Cemetery. About 20 years ago, a lady died and was buried in the clubhouse of Maple Hill Cemetery. In her memory, her family made a rocking chair. People say if you stand outside, you can hear a rocker creaking back and forth. Sounds similar to the one that before the last. Anyhow, we move on to Marshall, Manchester Graveyard. Town once buried by Lake Guntersville has only left its mark with a Civil War era graveyard. A place where seances were popular. Day or night there is constant fog that covers the ground that surrounds the gravestones. Not an easy place to find unless you live in the area, but nevertheless, a scary sight. We now move to Munford Cemetery Mountain. Cemetery Mountain has a lot of stories. It gets its name from the old cemeteries that are on it. Some of them date back to the late 1890s, early 1900s. An old man lived alone with its dog on Cemetery Mountain. During hunting season, he took the dog out with him. It is said that other hunters that thought the dog was a deer killed the dog. The guy never found his dog. It is also said that the old guy died soon after. This is not a myth. A hunter heard a shot and came up on a black lab dog still alive. They stood up and looked around and saw this old guy. The old guy asked him if they had seen his dog. The hunter said yes and turned to point. The dog was gone. Turned back around, the guy was gone too. Other happenings are red eyes about 1 foot off the ground. People think they are imps or goblins. Also, there's an old church in the woods with a book on the podium. You can pick it up, but it starts to get heavy as you try to walk out with it before you get to do it. get to do. Book is so heavily you can't believe. Rumored to be a copy of Devil's Bible, satanic rituals rumored to be held there. Interesting. And a red level, city limits. Okie Streak. Late at night, if you go there between the hours of 1 and 3 in the morning, if you stand at the gate of the cemetery and ask questions, you will hear someone running towards you and answer you. Then they will tell you to get out. If you don't leave, you will hear a woman scream bloody murder until you leave. There is also a white building at the entrance of the cemetery. If you drive in and turn off your car and leave the headlights on, you will see a ghostly figure walk out from behind the building into the graveyard. Pretty interesting. Well, that's it for spooky places for this Monday. I hope they intrigued and you enjoyed them all. As for tonight, I hope you have a spooky delight.